Okay, I'm here. I'm ready.
Hey, hey everyone, welcome to episode 15 of Rapid and Social Discussion. I'm your Jedi Master, Seth Kirk, as always, for your love and adornment and teaching. I am here with my apprentice Jedi Master, Jon Van Horne, as our guest host this evening.
Hello. I
And,
am the black screen.
yes, he's right to my left, where Daryl usually is. But we're gonna be he's just a black screen today. It's fine. And I'm here with our Padawans, Matt Cutshall, Booster Buddies, and Game Master Bekah from Presser for Flight. How are you guys?
Ooh,
Wonderful. Thanks
So-
for having us.
Thanks for coming on. We had some problems. Just a few. Everything's fine.
we use the Force, and it's okay now.
Yeah. We were supposed to be testing Zoom tonight for the call, and that failed epically. So we're back to almost our normal setup.
I believe I did mention to test out Zoom on your stream live about 2 days ago before you know.
Okay, listen,
Tried
John. You don't listen. It was a good. That was a great idea. Okay.
Zoom is good though, nice and crisp and clear.
Yeah,
and
Zoom was nice while it lasted.
Zoom looked amazing.
I'm gonna
Yes.
be talking with Das about how they set up Zoom better because we were getting some I went onto the NVIDIA thing to update my drivers, and I can't connect to NVIDIA. It just gives you a warning saying you cannot connect to NVIDIA, which I don't know how that doesn't work. It's a I don't know. But we had a pretty busy week in this last couple of days. You had a pretty busy week in space. First of all, happy May the 4th. Woo! And also with you. Stuck in my head. I'm a good Lutheran, I gotta say, also with you. There was I'm gonna share my screen with you guys so you guys can see my stuff. Yes! Apparently back with Expedition 45, I guess. I didn't know. I just saw this from Chris B, because Chris B tweets out the coolest stuff. The Expedition 45 group posed in all their Jedi get up, and I feel like Mark Kelly is the only one worthy enough for the purple lightsaber. He looks like a complete badass in that. There's another one below it with. I mean, I think it's pretty sacrilegious to put on May the 4th a little bit of Star Trek, but we can all equally love Star Trek and Star Wars at the same time. Yes, but that's Mark Kelly. I think Mark Kelly makes that picture. Mm-hmm. So I guess we can get right into the news, right into it. Everyone, this is my hat. As a great rocket launch company CEO once said, this is my hat, and I'm about to eat it. I've said multiple times on this show that we'll never see space. We'll probably never see SpaceX be used with Artemis. And when was this, Thursday? They announced awarding money to 3 companies to do research for the human landing system. And guess which is one of them? Starship! Yeah! So, now you guys talked about it on Press and Fray a little bit. And what did you guys say, which one did you think was going to get the the whole bid? Or which is your favorite, of course? I think with Blue or reason why which I every time I see the national team, I just think that's not a national team. That's supposed to be like baseball or something. But they probably got the most money is because it's straight up what NASA wants. Like they wanted a 3-stage system. They want this. It's not like the other. You look at Dynetics or SpaceX, they're very different. But you look at the national team, and they're apparently you can only hear my audio. You guys talk? Yeah, can everyone hear everyone? I'm talking on the stream. Daryl just messaged. We can only hear me. What? Because I mean, that was horrible. Because on OBS, I'm looking at OBS, and your sounds are all coming through. Yeah, can you hear John, Harry? Nope, still just you? Wow, this is great. What the heck? Yeah, I see it. It's like I see the little green line popping up as well, which is great. What about now? Do you guys hear now? Do you guys, John, want to talk? Do you hear John talking right now? Do you hear me now? How about now? This is weird because I don't have any settings changed from last week. It isn't live unless there's technical issues. No, because Daryl messaged me too about not being able to hear anything. Still nothing.
Oh man.
Oh, I'm not.
What about now? Do you hear now? John, talk again.
Hello, testing. 1, 2,
If
3.
you can't hear this, I don't know. I don't know what's going on because this is straight up my desktop audio. This is what I'm hearing.
Oh man.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Carrie said he got it.
I'm not. Oh yeah,
Alright.
I'm not hearing it on the YouTube channel either.
All right. Cool. So I'm. Whatever. Let's just keep going. So SpaceX and HLS. This is where the show's gone already today. This is awesome. So yeah. So we had Dynetics, SpaceX, and then the national team, which is Blue Origin, Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, and Draper.
That's why.
And let's see, what national team got like $500 million, I think, around like $500 million. Dynetics got like 100, like close to 200 million, and then SpaceX got the lease.
Yeah.
My theory with why they got, which is reason why they got it, is national team. I think one, you have Lockheed Martin building the ascent module based off of the Orion capsule, so they're gonna trust. I think they trust that pretty well. You already have the BE-7 engine being developed. The lander's already kind of. It's just all on paper, but this is the only reason this whole thing is. It's just money to keep researching it for next year because they haven't chosen a lander yet, technically.
Right.
The lander will, I believe. Do they even have to choose any of these? These are just, I think, just research contracts, pretty much.
I mean, they'll end up choosing one. You
Yeah.
know, I would like to say who I think would probably be getting it, but I don't want to be biased or anything like that. So, you know,
And if you,
Yeah, everything. A lot of this is going to go into. I mean, Dynetics and national team. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of testing that's going to be required in order for them to even remotely come close to putting a lander and getting to the moon, which, as SpaceX has already proven that they have already a 2-stage system that can get there.
yep.
yeah. Dynetics, when I saw their first design, I loved it so much. I'm like, yes, it's like For All Mankind, like Jamestown.
Yeah.
It looks
It looks like a bunny.
That's what I also thought too. It looks like one looks like a bunny, and
The
two,
moon bunny.
yeah, it looks like from the Jamestown base from For All Mankind.
Yeah.
As you look more into it, I think I like it more than National Team. Mostly because it's National Team. You have 3 objects. You have the Ascent, you have the Transit module or the Transit element, which is going to be developed by Northrop Grumman, which is based off of their Cygnus platform. Then you're going to have the Descent module and the Ascent module, whatever. I can't remember if that's, yeah. The only part that's able to be reused is the Ascent module, which I think is terrible idea.
Yeah.
It's absolutely terrible. You're gonna, I don't know, it's too much not reusability, like not sustainability. I thought that was the entire point of Artemis, is to have a sustainable presence on the moon.
Daryl says that the Dynetics looks like a
The
field
field
goal
goal.
on the moon waiting to happen.
That too. Though if it's facing out, which being the son of a baseball umpire, this means time. This means touchdown. The umpire just calling for time. That's all it is.
Yes. Okay.
But they can play football.
Because that's what they need. They need time in order to get these things on there.
Oh, nice one. We do have videos as well, so we can play the videos. I'll just make sure I mute it so I don't have it being blasted on the streams. Yeah.
See, the national team reminds me of an old microbiology place. No, it wasn't It was, shoot. What's aquatic biology? What's the water?
Yeah.
Study of the organisms in the water. What is that?
I don't know.
Yeah, that thing.
That thing. Yeah.
What's that?
I don't know.
Marine biology.
Marine biology.
Marine biology.
Marine
Thank you very
biology.
much. There we go.
Yeah.
Gosh, we all had a brain fart there.
And this is how this night's going.
This
This is how this night's going.
This is what the Blue Origin looks like to me. What I saw in Key Largo,
Thank
a
you,
long
Daryl.
time ago. It looks like an underwater station that they made.
It looks like, so one, you have, so the Descent module is based off of Blue Origin's Blue Moon lander, which is kind of like an upgraded like Descent module from Apollo. Except how many legs did Apollo have? 5?
4.
Did it have 4? I thought it had 5.
4. I think it was 4.
Why for some reason do I think it had 5?
Yeah, no, the Apollo landers were 4.
Okay. Well, it just looks like kind of like it's upgraded. It's like the 21st century of what they would do, and then you had the Ascent module, which it's gonna be way bigger. I don't know.
It's a new age. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. New age.
Do we know how many crews going on for a normal Artemis lunar landing mission?
I think 8, I believe.
Wait, per mission?
I think so.
8 people?
I haven't really dug too much into the Artemis stuff yet.
Yeah. I think Orion can hold 8, but I don't think they're going to send 8.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really dug. Like I said, I'm waiting for them to come up with more information and more stuff before I really start digging into it.
Yeah, because I was wondering whether or not how many would have to stay in orbit, if there was going to be like a lunar module pilot like they had in Apollo.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure if they put that out yet. I don't know.
But yeah, so here's my theory on who I think. I wouldn't be surprised if all 3 get chosen. I wouldn't also be surprised if SpaceX doesn't get chosen. Like, I actually wouldn't be surprised if any of them didn't get chosen. I would actually be more surprised if national team didn't get chosen. That's the only one I would be surprised. But I wouldn't be surprised if they go with all three, because I think all three offer something that that the others don't. I think probably the most, because if you read up, so the national team's lander can also be changed into like a cargo thing, cargo carrier as well for future, and so it can land. There's pictures on this, on the Blue Origin. They posted they actually were like promoting this like an ad all over the place as well. For the initial missions by 2024, first woman and next man on the moon by 2024 and all that stuff as a lunar lander, but following missions as large cargo deliveries, and it looks like they're delivering a APC onto the surface of the moon. It looks straight up like a tank, but which would be cool. But I don't think that's something that Dianetics can do. Oh, let's just watch this Dianetics. Have you seen the Dianetics video?
Have not.
Oh my gosh.
I haven't.
It's a treat. It's definitely whoever did it for looks, not for anything factual. Because first of all, I think they launched. So Dianetics' lander is only capable of launching on either SLS or as a whole, or multiple pieces on Vulcan. And of course, if you look in the audio, they use the advanced, like the what is it called? What was that upgraded upper stage that they were working on? Exploration upper stage or whatever it's called for SLS. The Block 1B version that got canceled. I think it was the exploration upper stage. I think that's what it's called. But it had like the 4 engines, and that's what they show in the beginning of it being launched on. So I'm like, I don't think that's possible anymore. I don't think this lander is possible to be launched on top of the normal SLS, but also it could just be the person doing this CGI didn't know anything about the space program. Because I think there's a point, hold up, of them landing on the moon. Oh, here we go. This part.
So, what is it going to be? A lander and an orbiter or something?
Yeah. So the Dynex part. So I just want to point this out. Their engines are pointing in the wrong direction here. That's all I wanted to point out. Is that
good point.
And they're going down, not
Yeah, just to render then.
But the Dynex lander. So it has, you can see right there in the video, it has drop pods on the side. So it's more reusable than the national teams, which only 1/3 of it's reusable. The vast majority of it can be reused. So the part that lands can also take back off, and then either dock to the Orion capsule and the Gateway. Yeah. And Dynex, the actual human part, that center part where you land, not the fuel tanks, that's going to be done by Sierra Nevada. So the Dynex is the one that has like 25 different subcontractors.
That's crazy.
Which I feel like is if any of them's going to get delayed, it's going to be Dynetics.
It's going to be that one.
Because I just feel like the more subcontractors you have, the more delayed stuff gets.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it.
What's next? What's the next one here? I think this is something from... Oh, no, that's for more Starship. Starship, though, on the other hand, I'm actually... Okay, I guess it's time to eat my hat. All right. Apparently, Starship has the ability to land on it. I will now change my stance and say that Starship has a chance to land on the moon. I think my main concern was literally, like, I think everyone's main concern was the regolith coming back. I also just thought it was way too big for NASA to be like, yeah, sure, dock that thing to our tiny little gateway that's 3 times as big. Yeah, because Starship...
Well,
go ahead.
Isn't this the Starship that we're going to be seeing landing? It's a different version of the one that they're not the one that he's aiming for to make isn't this one, right?
No.
This
This
is just
is-
the concept. Right?
I think some people have called it like Moonship
Yeah, Moonship.
or
Yeah,
Lunar
Moonship.
Ship.
Yeah.
Or
Gotcha.
yeah. So the difference between normal Starship and Moonship is Moonship has no. Well, first of all, Moonship's painted white, which it's a render, so that can change. But it would make sense for it to be painted white for what was it, heat reflectivity or something like that?
Mhm.
Yeah. It looks like it has a whole bunch of solar panels on the top, which I don't see much people talking about that, but that's an addition. It's the solar panels. And then it has no aerodynamic control, so it has no canards or wings of any sort. And then it has these different like thrusters that are like halfway up the ship that will be the landing engines instead of using the massive Raptor that I don't think can even throttle below 50%. So it would just I think the Raptor's is too powerful. So it
Yeah.
makes sense to have. I want to call them Mega Dracos.
Super heavy Dracos.
No, Mega Dracos. I like
Mega Dracos.
someone came up with Uber Dracos, which I think was also very good.
Uber Dracos.
So I think the idea though, they're probably going to be also methane and liquid oxygen, not the dirty, toxic dual propellant type that they are now. It just would make sense to not have to carry a whole nother fuel type out to the moon. But yeah, I guess Starship is going to be landing on the moon, or possibly could. I guess I could change my stance, but I still would find this funny to watch this thing dock the Gateway. Because let's be honest, who's docking the Who at that point?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's massive. Let's switch over. That's
So not alone has SpaceX either got the contract to be delivering supplies and
oh yeah, because that's right,
and
Dragon
tools.
XL.
Yes, Dragon
right.
XL will be making its way to help Gateway get all done. So I'm sure somewhere in there is going to be some docking capabilities for Starship
Yeah,
to meet up with it.
and well, at least in the NSF article I read, that it will be possibly human rated, and I think the other two, like Starship's the only one that could also replace SLS as a rocket as a whole for crewed launch, which
Right.
is one thing I'm surprised by. Jim Breinstein's making a big deal about having redundant capabilities of getting to the ISS and redundant capabilities of getting to space, yet the only way for astronauts to get to the moon is SLS. And if there's an issue with SLS, we can't get to the moon.
Oh, we'll get there.
I'm sure Starship will be but the thing is, if you bring Starship into that, why do you even have SLS?
No, well, that's the thing. I've said it. I've said it in the past, and I'll say it again. NASA wants to have their own toy.
Yeah, there's definitely they'd like that. So, we haven't. Bekah, how are you?
I'm wonderful.
How are you doing? You got a game for us to play.
Oh yeah. Okay.
The Game Master Bekah, as it says
It's-
in her name.
It's not so much a game, more of just a get to know you icebreaker kind of situation. Because I know you guys, but I don't really know you guys, and there are some burning questions that I have for you.
Anybody else knows that my window is like super duper small?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I just saw that.
so
too.
that's the reason why I wanted to switch to Zoom. Is Skype has this issue. If either me or you have like a quality drop in the webcam, it makes it super small on my side, on the OBS side. Whether if you would use Zoom, it would be the same size no matter what. So it's not worrying about the resolution. So yeah.
Because that's actually coming from Skype into OBS.
Yep, I could resize it, but then if like the quality goes up, then you're super large and you're off the screen.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, at least it's stable, because there have been times where we had not great internet connection, and it's just like going like regular size tiny, like rapidly within like 30 seconds. Like, yeah.
Don't worry, Matt. We'll just get ourselves some 42-inch screen TVs really quick, and
like what a heart! I'm like super duper tiny.
Yep. I apologize. There's nothing I can do about it. That's just Skype being Skype.
All right, Bekah, as you were.
Okay, so I want to know this from everybody. We'll just go in order of how I see you. So the question is, when somebody meets you or finds out what you do, what is something that they always ask you? Is there something that people always ask you based on finding out what you're interested in and what you do? Let's start with Matt.
That's a good question.
If you need some time to think, we can move on to
like after they find out what you do.
Yeah, after, like, if you're meeting somebody and you're introducing yourself and you tell them the things that you're interested in, the things you do, let's say, photography and space and stuff, something that everybody asks you.
Okay, I have two of them right off the bat.
Okay.
I'll go off.
Shoot.
So, yeah, I'll start off. So I have two answers. One, so when I tell people I'm on my day job, I'm a software engineer and I make iOS apps. As soon as I say that, the first words out of their mouth is, "Oh, I have a great app idea." Every single time.
Yeah.
And yeah, so if any other software engineer out there, you've probably had the same problem. As soon as you say you make stuff, they're like, "Oh, I have a great idea." And then you'll have to listen to them. So I've now started saying that I'm a DoD contractor because my company does DoD contracts, and I just say that, and it shuts them right up. The other thing, when I talk about space, though, the other thing that people say is like, "Oh, do you want to go to space?" Every single time I say I mention space, they ask me if I want to go to space. Of course,
do you?
Of course, obviously. But
It's funny that one of the questions that I found was, what is an app or website that doesn't exist that you think should? So I won't ask you that question.
Oh my god.
You get that enough.
There's so many. Oh, that's a whole nother podcast idea. I can make a podcast on that question.
Well, Matt, John, you got something?
Oh gosh. After somebody usually meets me, and I mean, my interests span a broad spectrum. It all really depends on who I'm talking to. That I reveal what my interests are. So depending on that, usually I used to be a big sports fan, and still am a closet sports fan. Aside from my love of technology, space, and exploration, is baseball. And the first question is like, what did you ever play? Did you ever play baseball?
Yeah, I get the same thing.
So, and of course, I did. I played for 16 years until I got to high school, and then kind of got into, lovely other things in high school, sports. So.
Well, it's a good question because you can absolutely be interested in something that you've never done.
Yes, you can.
It's a fair question. Do you get tired of hearing it?
Yeah, because it was something that I grew up basically half of my life with. So it's just like it just feels like I'm a broken record when I have to say it again to somebody, even though it's somebody new. To me, it's like it's an old story.
Same thing. It's as soon as I say, "Oh, I have a great app idea for you," and you have to go listen to them, you're like, "Oh yeah, that is, yeah, that's cool." And then I just kind of like nod my head. I go, "That's cool. That's cool." Don't show any interest in their content. Just that's cool.
Nod and say yes. Hey, your video fixed there, Booster.
Well, your internet connection seems somewhat stable, so I just made it wider.
There we go.
So.
Well, the question I always get asked is when I tell everybody like, "Oh yeah, I'm in this space. I do rocket launch photography and all this other stuff." First thing that they usually ask is, "Oh, you mean the shuttle?" I'm like, "No, The shuttle ended.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
It's really amazing how many people that live around here have no idea that the shuttle still is not going up anymore.
It's true.
It is absolutely amazing. But then you have some
Yep.
like some of my
Good.
patients and customers who are like, "Oh, you mean like the SpaceX launch?" And then I just kind of look at them. I'm like, "Yes,
Yeah.
yes."
It's like a relief.
one of us.
Right.
One of
Yeah.
us.
One of my customers is actually he works for SpaceX, and he's always anytime he comes by, he always showing me like really cool videos and stuff like that. So he actually showed me the Starliner. When Starliner went up, he showed me that launch that he took from 39A.
Sick.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And of course, his insurance card has like SpaceX on it. And I'm like, oh, But yeah, that's usually one of the first things is, oh, you mean like the shuttle? And I'm like, no, not the shuttle. Like, oh, I hear that there's a rocket launch next week. Is there astronauts on board? I'm like, no.
But we can
no.
say that coming up
Right.
soon. We can say that
Dude,
coming up soon.
Well, to be fair, as someone that doesn't know anything, any of the things that I know that you guys deem given, like the shuttle thing, I learned it from you guys, so like it's not like you even told me, it was just I learned it from you guys saying things like, can you believe people still think this? So I'm like, oh yeah, no, I can't believe that. But like if you don't have an interest in something, if you have a passive interest, is that the way to say it, in something, you don't necessarily keep up on the vocabulary, and so people hear shuttle and they think thing that moves to space, It's like, could you tell me everything about alligators? They're here, and they do things,
Four-legged, they like eating people.
They're delicious.
They're really delicious.
Their feeding
when
hours are
they're
usually
fried.
very early in the morning and around supper time, like when we eat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like
And
when there's a lot of launches.
Well, that's
In the
it. You
morning
guys
and-
told me everything about alligators.
And they're very, very tasty.
They are very tasty, especially when you
And
fry
they
them.
are the
Oh.
and they are the unpaid employees of security for NASA Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like John, were you near me for AEHF 5 for the social?
Yeah, we were standing next
Oh, yeah.
to
We're-
each other.
We were right. Did you see the alligator that was like 5 feet away from us?
No, because I was back and forth a lot. Because that we were cutting it pretty close to the water.
Oh yeah, we were right next to the water, and I'm sitting there on the ground. Yeah, like changing settings on my camera because it's now becoming a sunrise launch.
I had my.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I had my GoPro set up like 3 feet away from the water's like edge. You
Mhm.
know that, right?
I
Yeah.
forget both of y'all were at that social too.
Yeah, and I'm just sitting there on the ground. I look, and as I'm setting my settings, I look at the water and I just see like the eyes and like the back,
Yeah.
like his like kind of like his head backlit from the the sun rising, and I'm just kind of like, all right, cool. Yep, that's a thing happening right now. Screw on my ND filter, change up my eyes. Okay, cool. Just forget I saw that. This northerner over here doesn't know how to handle alligators.
All right. Well, I have another question.
Go.
If y'all are ready.
Let's go.
What is something very common that you have never done? Something that people do very commonly, you've just never done.
Scuba diving or snorkeling.
That's
I'm
such a-
talking more
That's
common
such
than
a
that.
Florida answer, because if you said that up in Wisconsin, people are like, what? No one does that.
I'm talking like brushing your teeth common. I'm talking
Oh.
the most common thing that you can think of that you've just never done. If you can think of one.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah.
that common.
That,
I was
that's
gonna,
a digger.
I was gonna say like travel, because I don't travel anymore. But
Okay. That's fair. That's a pretty common.
more common.
But you've done it before.
Well, I guess like international travel, I think I was gonna say, because I travel for launches, but I don't count those as vacations.
I mean, my answer would be watch The Office. Like that's
Oh,
like it's
yeah.
a extremely common thing.
I'm a
Not
Friends
done it yet.
person. I chose Friends.
I'm on the
over
last
Office.
season right now.
Of
Oh, yeah.
Friends or The Office?
For the first time.
Yes, for the first
Okay.
time.
I can't get through the first episode, the first season. I just can't get
Well-
through it. It's so rough. And people
Well-
always say the first season's the roughest, and once you get past it, it's really good.
And it's good, yeah.
Yep.
Well, I was gonna say not watch Tiger King, but everybody kept talking about it, and I had to finally dive in and watch it. It was
did the
because
same thing.
Still
Emily
haven't watched it.
Carney. Emily Carney was the one who kept posting her things about it, and I'm like, oh, I gotta check this out. So finally, I watched it, and I'm like, this is amazing.
I heard today that, and I think it's true because I've seen that it's a trending topic that Nicolas Cage is going to play him in.
Yeah.
Joe Exotic.
Yes. I really hope that's a real thing.
I think he'll do a great job.
He will.
It's just
He will. I know he will.
and it's right up his alley too. Something weird off the like no one else would do that role, but I think he'll do it.
I'm thinking David Spade though. Joe Dirt. Get some Joe Dirt on that action.
Oh my god.
It's not a bad idea.
But Nicolas Cage has the thing that Nicolas Cage doesn't have. I don't think he has the. No, you know what? I think they do sound similar. I was like, I don't think they sound alike, but I think they could
No.
definitely sound similar.
I've already thought about that. He doesn't do too much to change his voice in most of the things I've seen him in, and he does have a very distinct sound to his voice. But we'll see. I mean, he's a very professional man. We'll see what he can do.
And
With it.
Joe Exotic is a very interesting man. So.
Right? Is this where y'all want to be when Jesus comes back?
I don't even know. There's so much. I actually I don't remember much from the show because I've binge watched it all at the same time. So it's all just mushed together. I don't remember what's from what. I want to go back and watch it, but I don't at the same time. It's one of those series you watch once and you don't need to watch it again.
Yeah, pretty much.
But is that any other questions, Becca? Is only
Oh, I've got plenty more questions.
let's do one more.
One more. Oh man. Okay. Well, now I have to choose between a good one or the funny one. Or
Okay.
I'm just gonna tell you the funny one, and you guys, it's gonna take no time at all. This is a very strange question, but apparently people ask it. How could carousels be spiced up so that they'd be more exciting? I'm interested to hear your.
Oh, knives.
Barbed
Knives.
wire.
What did you
Oh,
say?
Barbed wire.
You know, I got a better
Okay.
one.
That's spicy.
You sit.
Trampolines.
It looks like you instead of sitting on porcelain animals, you sit on live animals.
Real horses.
or
Absolutely.
real tigers or real lions.
Here you go. Real little bears.
Yes.
Real boardwalk benches.
No, that aren't like bolted down to the floor.
All right.
I say just make them go way faster. Way faster. Like the thing at the fair that you have, it puts you up against the wall because it goes so fast. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I haven't done those,
Gravitron.
but
The
yeah,
Gravitron.
I played enough Roller Coaster Tycoon. I know what they're called.
You've never done one of those?
Never done one of those.
There's your answer to my last question.
I didn't know that was common.
It's common enough, I guess.
I guess the last time I remember ever seeing one, I would think I was too young to go on it. So
Talking about the UFO ride. Is that what y'all talking about?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, that thing's so crazy.
I remember the first time I sucked it up and went on it.
oh my gosh. All right,
First thing I wanted to do is go upside down.
Yep, of course.
What's the other one, Bekah?
The other question?
Yeah.
The other question is, what is a subject that is not taught in schools that you think should be?
Orbital mechanics.
There we go.
Oof.
I like
Nobody saw that coming.
It hurts your brain, but it hurts your brain in such a good way.
that. Yeah.
Whatever you would call a course that teaches you how to adapt and handle people that you work very closely with that have nothing in common with.
Oh no.
That's beautiful.
I have one. Never mind. Screw it. I want a class about how to pay your freaking taxes.
Finances. Yeah.
I never
Okay.
had that. I never had in college. We never had. Not in college. In high school, we never had how to pay taxes, how to pay we did. And I took a personal finance class, and it was personal investments and saving. That was it. Personal finance never talked about taxes or mortgages, car loans. No, say how to save money and how to invest your money.
There we go. How
Which-
about bringing back home ec and like wood shop?
I did home
like
ec
that.
once, like for cooking home ec.
Mhm.
Yeah, I did that. What I actually got asked when I came back from college to actually teach at my high school, to teach them how to change a car tire,
Yeah, see,
like how to change like your tail light, what to do if you're like stranded on the side of the road. Because I came back from college with all that experience because my car just liked doing that all the time. I got like 3 flat tires on my way home from school, driving from Orlando to Milwaukee. I actually came back with all 4 tires changed out. 4 almost brand new tires.
I think you just took a record on that one. I don't think I've heard of that one before.
Yep. Because when the third one went flat, I'm just sitting there. I'm like, just replace the last one. Like, there we go. Just get it over with, and just throw the one bit in the back, and I'll get it checked out. But like when I get back up.
Golly.
Yep. So.
Now, were they all different brand tires, or
yes,
were you
because
able to...
they all happened at different parts. So one happened like just before Atlanta, which was fine because like it was during the middle of the day, so I had a place to go to. Then one happened just before I got to Tennessee, so Atlanta, middle of butt fuck nowhere. Like, and I got scammed from a dude because of course it was like at like 7 p.m. Didn't know where I was, small town. Apparently these 2 guys, the way they made their money was hustling people who had like car problems, and I went to the AutoZone place, was like just closed, and they didn't have tires, and I'm like, and my donut's flat as well, so that just doubles up. I can't drive anywhere. They had to pay him $200 so then to get me a freaking tire. Yeah.
$200 for one tire?
$200 for one tire. I got freaking screwed. I actually talked him down to like 120, which is still absurd.
You still have that tire?
Nope, because because when I changed out the other 2, which was in like Tennessee, in like the nicest area, the nicest people I ever met. They were all like in the Bible Belt. Everyone
Where?
It was in Tennessee somewhere, but like I went in and like it was like the only mechanic in the city. Everybody knew him. He was super nice. He like was calling to get, because my tire is like a really weird tire. And then I get in the waiting room and there's like pastor and his son comes in, they leave, another pastor and his son comes in, like everyone is like all super religious and super freaking nice, and it was great. But by the time I got back to Milwaukee, I took my car to my like normal mechanic that I had like forever, my parents had, and he goes, "What happened? Why do you have 4 different brand tires on your car?" And I'm just like, well, things happened. And so he got me 4 brand new tires again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. For like, under the table cash too. It was great. So I didn't have to pay that much. That was crazy.
Wow.
Changing tires in school.
Changing tires at school. That would be a good class. People think I think people need that. Because I did not taught how to change a tire until I was on the side of the road having to change my tire.
You know, your cars do come with manuals.
Yeah, but you don't
actually read the manuals,
We're-
right?
yeah,
the
we're guys.
application of the process, that's...
Listen, I'm a professional problem solver for a living. Like, we don't read manuals. We just try things out and see if they break.
Or if they work.
Or if they work, yeah. And if it works, we're like, that shouldn't have worked. Let me see why it worked. And then we break it. Speaking of breaking things. Oh, speaking of things not breaking. Starship had a good weekend of testing.
Woo.
It did.
It did. It was awesome. So, who stayed up for him? Raise your hand.
I saw it.
John said
Oh,
aye.
raise your hand.
Not last night.
Oh my gosh. Both nights. I think I stayed up till like 4 or 5 a.m. both nights. I during work today, I took a nap. I had an hour lunch, and I just decided to go over my couch and just sleep. Perks of working at home. But yeah, so we had good testing. What did they do? They just did a cryofill Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
Then last night, so Sunday night, they did. they did the fuel test. They filled it with liquid oxygen and methane, and they possibly did a pre-burner test. I didn't see anyone confirm that anywhere, but I think I saw a video from Padre of them possibly doing that. Did anyone else see that?
No.
No, Matt.
I
No.
don't think so.
Okay, I saw someone tweet a picture of like a whole bunch of like exhaust around. It said pre-burner test ? And at Elon Musk, and then no one replied, of course. So hopefully they're gonna do more testing tonight. So woohoo! Who's staying up for that?
Nope.
Are you not that crazy?
I just have to be at work really early, so that's not gonna happen.
Yeah. But yeah, so they. Oh man. Hopefully we get a stack fire because that would be epic. And I think this at SN4 I think is only doing the stack fire. Are they doing a hop on SN4?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
If they're doing if they're gonna be doing I don't know. See, that's the thing about Starship, man, is I haven't really I've been kind of
so
following
hard.
Starship. It's just so hard to keep up with everything
too.
that's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I really have not been following it too much. That's why over on Next Horizons we don't really tweet too much or really cover it too much because there's just too much going on.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like the guys over at NASA Spaceflight, they've got that covered very well. They got
Oh,
Mario
so well.
there. They got that pretty much covered. So we really don't need to even tweet or anything about it because of that fact. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I mean, this is the most we've ever talked about Starship as well. Usually it's like a 5-minute, hey, this is what Starship did this week. And because it's usually like a failed test or something. But this week, at least they had something good happen, which is great. This is the picture. Elon posted a picture of the Raptor underneath, which looks pretty freaking epic. Yeah, so we had good testing. Hopefully we have good testing tonight. We want to place bets on whether or not SM4 survives.
It will. It's going to.
Bekah has faith. Matt?
Yeah, I think he'll be all right.
John?
I think John left for a minute. His thing will be right back. So.
Oh, did he say be right back? My bad. I didn't see the message pop up. I don't know. Oh, wait. I just noticed you have the legs are on here as well.
Yeah, I think it's bolted down to that stand, though. I don't think it's actually going anywhere. I think they're probably going to strap it down. It's probably going to be like an actual, but the hop is what I'm looking forward to. We probably will be covering that for the actual hop because that's going to be a pretty big deal. It would be really awesome if we could fly over to Texas to go and check out the hop, but that's probably not going to happen.
I don't think I'll probably make it over there until like a full super heavy launch.
Yeah.
And
that's true.
That's probably the only time I'll be able to wing it. Because with that at least I think that's a harder that's going to happen.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure out if we're going to go over to Wallops for the first Rocket Lab launch.
Yeah, me and Daryl talking about doing that as well. I don't know. I think, what they did post, Rocket Lab did post that they did a full-on test. I think a full-on dress rehearsal this last week. Of their over here in up in Wallops, but depending on when that happens. We would all have to drive up in different individual cars.
Yeah, we're not flying because you don't want to bring all that gear on a plane. Nope.
No.
Plus driving there would be so much more fun because you can
so much fun.
check everything out, all the stuff that you see driving. It'd be epic.
The only thing is I don't drive my car. The same car I drove from Milwaukee to Wisconsin, I no longer drive it anywhere further than West Palm Beach. So I would have to get a new car.
Yeah, something like that. You'd probably want to rent an RV or something,
Yes.
That way you don't have to work at a hotel.
Imagine how much you're going to pay for a tire on an RV, though.
Just not in the town that I stopped at, because the town that I stopped at, they'll screw you over.
Just that one town.
Just that one town. They actually left. It was hilarious. It wasn't at the time, but looking back, it was hilarious. Driving away, them helping a trucker have some issue, and they took apart the entire engine on the side of the truck. The engine was in a million pieces, and I don't think they put it back together.
Daryl,
What?
there's not Airbnb for RVs, but there is like RV parks that you can go to.
Yeah, maybe there are. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It would be interesting.
I feel like most places where you can go camping, you can also park an RV there.
I think
Most places.
I would probably rather. I think probably just buying a car would be. I just need a new car because that car is trash. But we did have updates with the crew missions coming up as well this week. So, final parachute test.
Yeah.
That's a big that. When did that even happen? May 1st.
Yep.
So what was that? Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Friday, yep. Yeah.
SpaceX finally got their parachute for their crew for the Dragon crew version certified and ready with their final 27th final test. Holy crap!
Yeah, it's crazy thinking about it.
That many tests that they had to do. What was that 27 in Joseph Mark III? 27
Yeah,
final.
yeah, they had to do
Joseph
27
Mark
that
III.
they had to make sure it was reliable.
Which it definitely is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so that's finally up and running. So now the only thing, that was the last thing left until DM2, which they're happening on the 27th. Hey!
Yep.
27th final test launches on May 27th.
They didn't plan that out at all, did they?
No, they did not. But then we had updates with Crew 1. So I think it's actually called US. We call it Crew 1, but it's USCV 1, which sounds like it's from Star Trek.
Yeah.
Does it not sound like it's from Star Trek to anyone else?
All right.
Yeah.
He kind of looks like Picard. That's what everybody was saying. They're like, hey, why does he look like Picard?
Yeah. So what I butchered his name last time when I said his name. The JAXA astronaut.
Yeah.
Him, the JAXA astronaut, and we're gonna refer to him as that. Him and we don't know who the other person is. Did it say where you found this picture? Did it say who it was?
It didn't say who it was. It was just a SpaceX picture.
Okay.
Obviously the focus is on this, JAXA astronaut here with the black helmet, and that seems to be the topic right now. Is what's the deal with the black helmet?
So you want to give your thoughts? We were talking before the show. Our theories.
So my theory is I think he's wearing the black helmet because he is not only a foreign passenger, but he's not an American astronaut. He's a JAXA astronaut. I think that's why he's wearing the black helmet, is to distinguish him from the other astronauts in case there's an emergency or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? That's gonna he's gonna be different from the other guys.
All right.
Interesting.
My theory is I just feel like that's a little, I don't know. My theory is they haven't painted it yet. Because they just announced him.
No, he's a gangster. He's wearing a do-rag too.
He is a gangster wearing a do-rag.
He's got it all covered.
I think they just manufactured and they have it paint and it's being fitted on right now.
That could be it. Yeah, I mean,
they just announced them. They don't have the helmet built. Well, they just built the helmet, and so they haven't painted it yet. Maybe.
Yeah, it could be a prototype. Yeah.
Or
are the helmets all personal helmets? Like, are they suited and molded to their heads?
I believe so.
I
think so.
Oh.
I don't know. It would make sense. Well, they might.
Should
maybe
be.
not. It would make sense that they're at least a certain size, but they probably didn't. I mean,
Yes.
yeah, and that I don't know what their production, like how much they produce.
But not quite tailored fit.
Yeah, like not Apollo where everyone got their own suit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they would fly out to that place. Where I don't remember where that one place they went to, and they would get their suit. What do you say, Bekah?
I was just gonna say. I mean, I feel like they're probably already pretty uncomfortable. You'd think you'd try to make it as comfortable for them as possible with it still being functional. So.
Do you see those chairs? They're probably the most comfortable chairs ever.
They do,
Well,
yeah.
Actually, they say that the SpaceX suits are going to be more comfortable than the Apollo era suits because of the fact that all the inlets you see, if you look at their suits, you see no inlets for their oxygen and stuff like that. The reason why is because they're on the side of the legs.
Oh yeah. I remember seeing the video with them where they connected. They don't it looks
the packs.
Mhm.
Why would they move that?
It's more comfort when you have a
Yeah.
bunch of like wires and stuff in front of you and you're trying to walk. They like if you watch videos of like the Apollo guys, they're like it's just all
Probably
over the place. Yeah,
Yeah, I'd rather have something coming out of the side of my leg than something coming out of my
front.
chest.
Yeah.
right. It's more freedom of mobility. You know, you don't have to worry about snagging a hose and ripping it out. You know.
Yep. Yep. Leave it to SpaceX though to have like the most over the top fitting like
Yeah.
seats at their place. Like totally unnecessary, but totally epic at the same time.
Yeah.
The other theory I had with the helmets is that only the commander. I'm not sure how they're gonna have the roles laid out, but I'm assuming it's commander and co-pilot, commander and pilot, or commander and joint commander. I know for DM2 it's commander and then joint operations commander.
Right.
So maybe
But-
those two roles are the only two that get white helmets to stand them apart.
They could be. Yeah, that's
Like
another.
how the commander had the red stripe in Apollo.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
right.
I'm not sure. Was there anything on the shuttle flight suits? I don't remember seeing anything on the flight.
Yeah. No,
Didn't have their wasn't it on their name tag?
They could have been on their name tag. Yeah, but I believe they all wore the orange.
Yeah, they all had the
Yeah.
orange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Let's see if I can
not
get
like
a picture
Apollo
of it.
with the not with Apollo with the stripes, you know. So that and the reason why they
Minus-
wore the red stripes is so they can really see them on the surface of the moon, so they can see who they were talking to.
And they still do the red stripes on with the EVA suits, don't they? Aren't did
Yes,
they
they
also
do.
have red ones for the commander?
Yep, they still do the red stripes for the EVA suits. You're right.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I have the picture. Oh god, it's a terrible picture. Alright,
Yeah.
all the pictures from that era are all like tiny because they're all never mind. But yeah, they all just wore the orange ones. But I don't know. That could be one theory. Or he just goes, "I want to be different." It's like Mace Windu with his purple lightsaber. I just wanted to be different. I wanted to be able to see. I wanted to be able to rewatch that. I wanted to see myself walking.
Yes, Daryl, that is correct. It designates the commander,
Yep.
the who is in charge.
The who is charge. It's interesting for DM2 though that they only had they have commander and then instead of being pilot, joint commander, joint ops commander.
And
So-
they're rolling in style too, man. They're coming up in a Tesla too, man.
Dude, they're riding up with just the biggest.
Yeah, it's gonna be so awesome.
It's just the whole thing. It's just a slap in everyone else's face. Like their rocket looks better.
Yeah, it's gonna.
Their capsule looks better. They have freaking Teslas instead of a party bus.
Yeah,
Well, okay, no, they have Give it the Boeing. They have a party bus, so
yeah.
put a strip pole in the back of that, and you can have a good time.
SpaceX is the iPhone of the space industry.
And, yeah, and Boeing is Android.
Yeah, right.
No, that's well. The Samsung makes some good stuff. The BlackBerry,
The BlackBerry.
the BlackBerry of the smartphone area.
Samsung's also blow up in your pocket too, apparently. So,
Or the screens get burning.
or that.
Oh my gosh. I hate Android for a whole nother reason that we don't need to get in. As an engineer, I hate it. It's so irritating to develop for Android. Oh my gosh. But yeah, burn-in and death. What else? Oh yeah, SLS update.
There's SLS update, but also I just I sent you a link, Seth. I don't know. I don't think we covered.
What?
There's a link in Skype chat actually.
Yeah. Musicians have had their. Oh, really? When did this happen?
May the 4th be with you, man.
No
Today?
way.
Seriously?
Yeah. Yes.
What?
Apparently they had a baby today.
Yeah, I knew she was pregnant. I didn't know that she was that pregnant.
Dang, he had his baby on Star Wars Day. What?
Dude, if it's not named either Luke or Anakin or like Obi-Wan or like something along the lines of Star Wars, I would be upset.
Mace Windu.
Yes.
Come on.
Right?
Gotta name your kid Mace Windu.
Just name him the child.
Or the child.
The chosen one. The chosen one. Has someone asked him to check their the metachlorian count on this child?
All right.
So if you're born on May the 4th, you gotta have a high metachlorian count.
Obviously.
Obviously.
Goes without saying.
Oh, that is too awesome, man.
So yeah, so congratulations to Mr. Elon Musk and Grimes.
Interesting.
That's awesome, man.
Is interesting.
Talk about an epic birthday. Like Elon's my dad, and I was born on May the 4th. And the force be with me.
Oh my god.
What do I think about you know what? The Simpsons. Grimy. Did you ever watch The Simpsons?
That's another thing where we can say things I don't do that other people do. I've not gotten to The Simpsons.
Oh gosh.
Oh, man.
Grimes was a new hire at the nuclear plant where Homer works at, and they decided to nickname him Grimy. And that's who I think of when I see this Grimes all the time. I don't know why.
I got into
Something
Because
that's
the
stuck.
names are similar.
Yeah.
I really got into
just stuck.
South Park. That was my animated show.
South Park.
Still by far my favorite episode is the one where New Jersey invades the country. And they walk in and it's like Snooki, and she's like an animal. It's like, what is that thing? Snooki wants mush mush.
I think y'all seen like Team America World Police.
Yes.
Same. Or basketball.
Those are the best shows.
Oh, there's one that they did that almost no one I've ever talked to has ever heard of. It's called Orgasmo. Have you heard of it?
You know Orgasmo.
I've
That's
heard of it.
funny.
I've never heard. Nope.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It is very funny.
There were,
Big mouth funny.
I haven't watched. Is Big Mouth good? I haven't watched it.
I don't know.
It's stupid funny as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, what was the show I just watched that's like stupid funny? Like Silicon Valley, where like it's just stupid. Like the things they do are just so stupid it's funny, or cringy. Speaking of cringe.
Yeah, exactly. So this article that you have pulled up here, that we actually, me, Steve-O, and Kegel, we were actually having a debate earlier over this, was you see this article here, and it says that they've been awarded $1.79 billion to manufacture 18 RS-25 engines to support the SLS Artemis missions, right? Well, if you read the article from Ars Technica, you saw a different figure. They were saying each one of the engines was going to be like $146 million per engine.
Yeah.
Well, their article was including the past engines that they have actually purchased, so that was a total. Because I'm like, okay, how are we going from $2.6 billion back down to 1.7, and that's where that figure came in. So if anybody's out there and they're seeing those figures, that's where the different numbers are coming from.
So just the engines alone on an SLS is going to cost them $400 million.
That's crazy, man.
How much is a Starship? That's probably 4 Starships. Easily. That's easily 4 super. That's 4. I think what isn't the cost of a Falcon Heavy around 98 million or something like that, fully expendable. Yeah. That's fully expendable, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Why don't we just launch?
I don't understand where the cost comes from. I get that it's probably a lot of money to build the engine. I get that, and I appreciate that, but I don't see where the cost. Like, why would it cost that much for one engine?
So these are RS-25E. So these are the expendable versions of the of the space shuttle main engines. So these are like they've changed. So it's now modernly developed. Like they're not building it the way they built it when they originally built the engines. They're making it more modern. For some reason, they built a new factory. For some stupid, I guess Rocketdyne needed a new Aerojet Rocketdyne needed a new factory to build these. It's just, I don't know.
I don't understand. One Raptor, Kegel was actually talking to us about this. One Raptor is less than $1 million to produce. Less than $1 million.
Do you think do you think how many Raptors do you think would fit on the bottom of SLS? 5?
Probably. 4 or
Maybe
5.
6.
Raptors got some power.
Yeah. You change that fuel out to methane instead of hydrogen. Not as efficient, but definitely more powerful. Could make up. Plus, then you throw the SR. I mean, okay, well, honest, it doesn't even matter what engine you put on it because I think the solid rocket boosters are the things that get it most of the lift up. The reason why they're massive. What, John?
I got it. The reason why the RSs cost so much is because the parts manufacturers that are selling to Aerojet to create what they need for it has got a markup price. What Aerojet does is take that markup price and mark that price up to NASA. There you go.
Probably. I mean, I get it. You know, the RS-25, it's a flight-proven engine. I get that, and I can respect that. You know, I respect that and I love that. But at the same time, you know, Raptor is really not. You can't even really say that a Raptor is flight-proven because it's besides that one hop. You know, besides the hopper, that's really the only flight that we've gotten from a Raptor. So, I guess I can see that point, but at the same time, you know, me personally, I feel, and this is not being a SpaceX fanboy or anything like that, I feel, you know, maybe give some of these other companies a chance before you make a bid like what they just did and spending 1.79 billion. Why don't you say, hey, SpaceX, let's see what you guys got going on with your Raptor, or hey, Blue Origin, let's see what you guys got going on with your BE engines. You know what I mean?
The BE-7, is that hydrogen? Yeah, it is. Yes. So, you know, I'm surprised that they didn't open up it to Blue Origin to compete. Okay, so Aerojet, you have your RS-25E. Blue Origin, you develop a similar powered and sized engine that can just plug and play, like how you can use the SLS core can either take RS-25 or it can take BE-7 whatever, or like a BE-4 tailored to be hydrogen rather than methane.
Right.
And then, or just put out a request proposal to anyone to like build something that can just plug right into SLS and it uses hydrogen.
Right. And that's one of the things that I think ULA is really done as far as, you know, getting away from using just the you know, the RD-180s is using the Blue Origin engines now on the Vulcan. You know what I mean? I give them mad props for that. They're trying to keep everything American sourced.
Mm-hmm. And the power that, oh my gosh, the negotiating power of Vittorio Bruno to bring not to bring Jeff Bezos to build a second factory in Huntsville, just for his engines, but also the Swedish company to create a company over here just to build their variants for him.
Yeah.
And literally having the same building as their the rest of their manufacturing. It's crazy. That dude has the power. He truly,
awesome.
He truly is a space cowboy. He can ring up any company and bend it to his will.
Now when that Vulcan starts launching though, that's gonna be pretty.
So before SLS got this NASA money funding, I was fully invested in Vulcan being the first methane-powered rocket to orbit. Now that seeing how fast, well, here's the one thing: if SpaceX can get the Raptor production up, I think they could beat Vulcan.
It's a possibility. The Raptor's, it's a good engine.
It's like, I mean, it's just you have to build. I think the issue is that they can't build them fast enough because I think they're on number like 30 something. I think. I don't remember what number they're on.
They were shooting for what, 60 for this year, right?
I think so. I don't remember what. Yeah, I think 60 or something. But they're how many on the first save of Super Heavy? Like, isn't it like already like?
In
20?
In total there's I think they fit 41 Raptors between both stages.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's the issue that they're going to have. But if they can get that Raptor production up, and now that they have a couple hundred and some $100 million from NASA.
Yeah,
I think they have a running chance to beat Vulcan, but they just have to get Super Heavy's fixtured because you can. I think Starship can get the orbit on its own, but you can't get it back. So,
Yeah.
But no, I can't wait for Vulcan to launch. Vulcan, oh, I can't wait for Vulcan to launch. It's my favorite little rocket.
Yeah, single core, more powerful than the Delta Heavy.
May have been napping. It's okay. You missed all the technical issues, so you got to a good point where you didn't have to worry about that.
It was John Cross episode on pressing for flight all over again.
Oh, did you have issues with John Cross's episode?
Yeah,
Oh,
we had technical issues. We're having internet issues. I think all of us was that episode.
Well, I need to get this driver issue situated so we can use Zoom, because Zoom is so much better.
Zoom was so nice. That was so very nice.
Do you want to talk about the slime? I'm as a Nickelodeon child growing up, I'm heartbroken.
Yeah.
Astronauts got to play with slime before I got to play with slime. I have a big palette lip on my face now.
Like, she gets so dirty with the slime.
Oh, she just yeah. So for the podcast people, you're not watching this. NASA had a partnership with Nickelodeon to have their. This is obviously, I think, just a big publicity thing with Nickelodeon. I believe. I don't think there's really any scientific. Maybe there is, but they pretty much just played with slime on the ISS.
Well, that's what it looks like here. But what it is they wanted to. They're also using it to know the way liquid moves and how it moves in space, so that you could use liquid propellant in rockets and in other engines and tanks, and get an idea of how it reacts to certain, I guess, momentums or certain velocities or the movement of it was basically the science project behind this one, right? How liquid moves in no gravity.
So apparently we're having connection issues.
Yeah. Everything's local on our end's fine. Yeah, I just see everyone is reconnecting it, and I have no data, which is great. Obviously, just perfect. Just the way the show just goes today. It's just how it goes.
It's, you know what? You can blame it all on Daryl.
Yes, Daryl wasn't here, and the show went to shit.
I think the show's been
I
great.
thought I got rid of him, but apparently not.
Yes.
So
I have
for the
a
people
question.
I hear
who
a horse.
don't know and are not listed as a present for flight, Bekah has a horse.
A real one.
A real horse.
It appears anytime I have a question.
So what is your question?
My question is, what is the bathing situation like? Because she got nasty with that, and how, what is the bathing situation like for them in that?
So they have a shower, I believe, correct?
No,
They don't have a shower in the ISS?
no, they use wipes.
They use wipes? I was going to say, I think they use wipes
Yes.
for most
They
of them.
use
but I thought-
baby wipes. Now
Okay.
they do wash their hair with water, but they have to use a certain kind of shampoo that can, more or less wash out, but not. It's more like and they use a dry shampoo, but yeah, they mostly use baby wipes. They don't actually physically shower on the ice.
Skylab had a shower.
Skylab had a shower. Yes.
Skylab had the shower. That's right. Yeah, they just use wipes, and they don't even change their. She probably changed after this, but they don't change their clothes every day. They change them every couple of days, as well. Yeah. It's just like a big camping trip up there.
Yeah.
For
But
like 6
anytime-
months.
Big camping trip.
That's how my 8th grade trip went, because there was only there was one camping ground that we went to that had showers, and so that was the camping. When we got to that camping ground, we all took showers. Other than that, we didn't take showers. You had baby wipes. You had
Yep,
lots of
that's
deodorant. The girls loved us that week.
They use lots and lots of wipes, and then they read somewhere about they take their clothes that they did wear and they let them go, and they burn up in the atmosphere or something like that.
Their normal mission clothes, yeah. The shows, they also have the clothes that they bring up that they don't.
Yeah.
Like when they have Hawaiian shirts or something. Those are
Yes.
Crazy.
Man, they look like they're having so much fun.
Yeah.
did everything. Do we have? Okay, yeah, we still have no data. The connection of the.
Are we still YouTube still?
Yeah. I'm I'm refreshing it to see. If
I've
it works
I've
or not.
refreshed it too.
I mean, OBS still says it's reconnecting. Stream has disconnected. Attempted to reconnect 6 minutes ago.
We'll blame Space Coast Steve on that one.
Jon Van Horne.
We have we have too many. He was the last amount of viewer that we could possibly have on the stream.
Yep, that's where my that's where my RAN shut out. So everyone's connecting to my
OBS is still on. I'm assuming.
Yeah, OBS is still working just fine. Well, other than the streaming part, it's working just fine. It's recording, so that doesn't matter. What's KCA 2020? Oh, Kids Choice Awards. Okay, I remember that.
Yeah, Kids Choice Awards. Good old Nickelodeon. When you go to Universal and go check out Nickelodeon before they all took it all away and turned it into Blue Man Group building.
Hey, Blue Man's Group's still good.
Oh, Blue Man Group is awesome, but it's like Nickelodeon though, man.
I bet that video of them poking the balloon with it. The people who enjoy like the pimples being popped.
Oh yeah.
That's just like it. They probably enjoy that very much, of like the balloon and like squirting out.
I haven't watched the Nickelodeon channel since you can't say that on television.
Oh.
Which was.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Well, that was one of the name of their skits on Nickelodeon, was you can't say that on television, which was if you say I don't know, you get dosed with green slime.
Mm-hmm. Trying to think of what channel it was on. They had the show where they had it was like a bunch of you had the temple one that was the trivia game. Was that Nickelodeon?
The which one?
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Legends of the Hidden Temple. Yeah. I don't know if that was Nickelodeon app, but I think it was on one of the the other channels.
Or Double Dare.
Double Dare. I so wanted to be on Double Dare growing up. So bad. So bad.
Y'all remember Stickly from Nickelodeon?
Was he the?
It was a morning time thing.
Okay. I was not a morning person.
It was just a little popsicle stick with googly eyes that would talk to you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I think I've seen that a few times.
Yeah, 1986.
Man,
I was looking it up.
I'm trying to think of the other show where they had it was a whole bunch of obstacle stuff. It was a game. It was like a game show. You had two teams. And
Wasn't that Double Dare?
No, it wasn't Double Dare. It was the last challenge was always like a mountain you had to climb. Like you'd run, it was like a zigzag course up a mountain. The actual the trophy was like a green mountain.
What did you have to do before that? Before the obstacle course?
It was a whole bunch of different obstacle stuff.
That was it?
Yeah, there was a whole bunch of things that was all obstacle. But the last one was always the same. Was luge was one of another, a luge race was one of them,
It all sounds very familiar.
I
Guts?
But I'm mixing it up with
Guts.
Zoo
That's what
Venture.
it was.
Guts.
Oh, okay.
With a Z as well, I believe. Oh. Wait.
No Z, but it
No
was
Z?
it was Guts. That's it. Yeah, there was a whole bunch of little things that you had to do and go. Yeah.
That's another
If
show
you
I
had
wanted
guts.
to be on.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Wow.
All right. So now that we've aged ourselves,
No, I'm just man, we've gone way in the back time machine.
I'm not even. I'm only 23 as well. That's not even. Stuff has changed so far. So long.
Hey, don't rub it in there, little boy.
I know I'm the youngest, and it's. I'm always the youngest. No matter where I go with the space community, I'm always the youngest, except for John. John is my only saving grace. John Krause, because he's he's what, 20?
He's 19, or no, he just turned 20.
Just turned 20.
He's turning 21 next year.
That's what we're gonna have him on. He turns 21. Music and drink. If the show survives that long without me at the helm.
He can no longer smoke right now anyway. For all the smokers.
All right, last thing. Wait, second to last thing. The thing we've been waiting for.
Yes.
Since what was it, almost over a year ago? This was before Space Force was an actual thing. This was back when it was just Trump talking about it.
Yeah.
Steve Carell and the Netflix original series Space Force. We get a teaser trailer tomorrow on May 5th. And then it comes out May 29th. They should have come out. This should have been May 27th. They should have been thinking.
Yeah.
Come out on the same day crew Jenga launches, but I can't wait.
Wait, who here? Bekah, you were saying you haven't seen The Office, right?
Correct.
Okay.
I have only watched parts of the first episode.
Do I have to watch it to
First season.
understand this?
No, I can't make a remark then.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
No,
People do it all the time.
I was gonna say it would be amazing for anybody that has seen The Office. It would be amazing if Toby is his arch nemesis.
Oh my gosh.
That's freaking hilarious, man.
I guess it's not really a spoiler. Yeah, that's not a spoiler. Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be great.
Oh, what?
Like Dr. Evil or something.
Right?
Oh, man.
That'd be funny.
Does anyone else really want a pair of their uniforms?
I do. I saw
Yeah.
it. Yeah. 100%.
They're just the moon. I think this is what
Yeah.
the original Space Force, like the actual Space Force's BDU should be. Is the moon.
Somebody's going to end up making that uniform and wearing it to Yuri's night.
I was gonna say that. Literally, just gonna say that. We should all do that.
We should all dress up as Yuri's night. Just as
Somebody's
Yuri's
going to
night.
do it. Yep, that's right. So when the fabrics start coming back in stock, because people were buying them up to make masks, if they have moon print and make your own Space Force uniform.
The only okay, so I'm actually I can't remember what the name of the church is. I'm technically an ordained minister from that online church or whatever you can do it for free. I was curious one night because I was watching a podcast guy. He was like, "Oh, like I had to do it real quick," and so I just did it. I'm like, "That can't be that easy," and it's exactly that easy. Like it's free and it takes like 3 minutes. And I've thought about spending the money and get like all the certificates you can get and the like the collar and dressing up as the space priest, like being like
Space Pope.
well, no, to be like, because there's kind of like the running joke in the SpaceX community that like Elon Musk is like the Pope of like whatever, like he's like there's people like there's like his prophets or like that. Be the priest of Musk. Just walk around Yuri's night with a clerical collar and just preach SpaceX. The reusable rockets are coming. Repent your sins.
And thou shalt say it upon thy raptor.
I remember, oh man, this was almost like a year and a half, almost 2 years ago, when I first became a Patreon subscriber of Tim Dodd. Before I ever got into space, like any of the space communities, before I got a camera, started doing photography, and me and another guy who's no longer, like, I haven't talked to him in years, created the Elon Musk Lord's Prayer.
Yeah.
And, oh, wait, I think I have it on my phone. Please tell me it's on my phone. Oh, wait, I forgot. Because Apple's stupid, I can't search notes. So dumb. Please, please. Yes, I have it. All right. Man, I haven't looked at this in like, oh my gosh, almost over a year. Open this notes. Where is it? Our Elon, who conquered heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy rocket launch, thy will be landed on earth as well as Mars. Give us this day our daily launch. Forgive us our stupidity, and we forgive those who short sell against us. And lead us not into rapid and scheduled disassembly, but deliver us from this planet, For thine is the engineer and power and glory until the simulation ends. Amen. Yeah, that was me 2 years ago. Come a long way from that. Muskianity, yes. There's a Twitter page. I remember seeing him pop up every so often, like the Pope of Muskianity or whatever like that.
Can we just call it Musclum?
I like that one.
I can't remember. I remember talking with Jerry about that, calling all the SpaceX like master race people a name, and it was so the Elon monks.
That's not bad.
All the people who just hardcore follow SpaceX with like, and they all hate on everyone else. The Elon monks.
All right. I love them all. Heck, I even ordered me a Rocket Lab shirt today.
Ooh, I so want to do that.
Yeah, well, Michael Caine, and this other guy, Chris something or other, I can't even remember his name, on Facebook, they were talking about, Caine posted the link to the Blue Origin shop, and I'm like, dang it,
that's
now
what I was pulling up.
money. There you go, bam. And I'm like, dang, now I got to get some swag. And he's like, and the other guy, Chris Mills, there it is, Chris Mills, he runs the Rocket Lab group. And he was like, well, here's the link to Rocket Lab. I'm like, dang it, now I got to buy a Rocket Lab shirt.
They honestly say what you want about this hat right here
and that shirt.
Oh my! Is it which
the launch land repeat?
Launch land repeat. That is
shirt.
Also a great shirt.
But it's like $30.
Say what you want about the company, but holy shit, they came out with great merch.
Yeah, that hat is killing it, man.
I want the hat. I low key kind of want. It's just rocket science.
Yeah.
Because I've been saying that now all the time, like more and more. Guys, it's just rocket science.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the hardest thing in the world.
No biggie.
Yeah.
But the black hat, if it would be a whole lot better if it was a flex fit.
Oh, is it it's like a dad?
Yeah, it's a dad hat.
Dad hat. Hey, I like dad hats.
It's totally
blue.
hat.
I like the stealth. I have the Vulcan one. That's a stealth Vulcan hat from ULA.
Whoa.
That's nice.
Whoa.
Whoa, what?
Why is this called a dad hat?
That's just what it's called. It's always been called a dad hat.
Yeah.
Baseball hat.
No, it's called a dad hat.
Well,
That's a baseball hat.
Watch, go on Google right now and Google dad hat, and this hat will pop up. Not
Okay, who
Google
runs Google's?
A dad.
A dad.
My dad.
It's just always been.
Hats.
Yeah, it's always been called dad
Why
hat.
are they
I've
called?
never heard that.
They're baseball caps.
Yeah, they've.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
John,
did
just come of age.
I know. I want to know when did this come in? When did this come to of age?
So a few years.
It's been a dad hat for a while. That's just what they call it, man. It's just called a dad hat.
So
But
it
doesn't make any sense.
After I was born, somebody made up the dad hat.
So So when you were born, back when the Saturn V launched.
Yes.
It's giving you shit. They were just called baseball caps, probably. And then like they had the snapback, which a snapback though has a flat brim.
Yeah.
Then you had the flex flip ones that don't have this. And then I don't know. I guess people call them snap. I don't know. As they came back and like when I don't know.
Okay.
People just all call them dad hats. I don't know when.
So anyway, somebody started the trend calling this a dad hat.
Yeah, the dad hat is either Velcro or like a buckle type thing on the back. It's called a dad hat.
I want to say no. Dad hat doesn't have the buckle. It's a trucker hat. A truck hat.
No, the trucker hat has the snap-in button things on the back. A dad hat has either Velcro or the little buckle thing.
It says Velcro. No, that's a trucker hat. The buckle is a trucker hat.
If someone said to me, "Go get my dad hat," and I walked to a couple of different hats, and there was a baseball cap, and then one of those hats that is like a bucket with the little strings that comes down,
That's the one
I would grab
pick
that
up too.
one.
So
Because that's a dad hat.
Thank
Kind
you.
of like white Nike Monarchs or the white New
Yes.
Balances
This is
or the
like-
dad
Or
shoes.
White New Balance shoes with a little bit of grass stains on them.
yes,
Those are dad accessories.
That
this,
is my-
this is a baseball cap.
the like mid shin white socks.
Yeah,
Unwashed blue jeans.
but they'll cook a mean burger.
Hey, So this is the hat I had when I used to work at a bar, and we all had hats. So it's absolutely disgusting because I've had it for years. But you see, it's a trucker hat. It has a buckle.
Yeah.
See, it's a buckle. It is a trucker hat, and it's mesh. Like usually, this is by far the most comfortable hat I've ever owned. But I can't wear it outside because this was black and white when I got it. If you can see, that's not black anymore.
I can't really see that. You're like a tiny little dot on top of the screen.
Oh, really? I don't
Yeah.
Show up as big.
Your screen back over.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I'm sharing my screen.
You have 3 monitors, Seth. You have 3
I'm
monitors.
figuring it out as we go.
So that
I'm
used to be
just
black and
winging
white.
it. You see, this used to be black and white.
That's one dirty dad hat.
It's a trucker hat.
Like the hat you're wearing right now.
The hat I'm wearing right now is also a trucker hat because it has it's more mesh, but this also has like the little buttons on the back as well.
But what if the trucker is a dad?
Then it's a trucker dad hat. That was the last thing. Oh. Now, John.
Yes, Seth.
I appreciate you coming and guest hosting. Oh, did I talk about why we have a guest host?
I don't think so. Not on here.
Other than saying, Daryl's not here.
Daryl is shooting. Daryl's shooting a wedding. Oh, by the way, we're still trying to reconnect to the stream. By the way, pinnacle of great streaming from us. Daryl's shooting a wedding, which I'm actually a low-key jealous that she's shooting for his first wedding before me. So, I think we didn't even have a race. We were just kind of messing around. But, he's doing that. So, John came on. We had a guest host. And
Yes.
John, of course, is a member of Space Ghost Launch Ambassadors. Basically, we refer to you as the COO. You're basically a co-founder as well. Like, you were there from the start as well. You basically do all the stuff that we do. Though we're not really doing much at the moment.
Yeah, no, we haven't. No, because right now I'm in the midst of in the midst of copying and all the information that we have on SCLA because we are. I guess I'll just spoil it right now. We are revamping the website and going to be doing a new back end and front end of it. So, I'm taking kind of a little bit of the reins on that. So.
You've done a great job with the website.
Thank you.
I am a developer, but I am definitely not a web developer. We had a harsh in college. I was in the mobile app development program, and then we went alongside a lot with the web development program. Oh, we hated each other. Oh, it was the harshest rival of the entire college.
2 completely different types of programming.
Yeah, we went through like the basic programming to classes together, and then we split off. Oh yeah, we were just like, what are you building? Oh, that's a cute website. Do you see this app? It's on my phone wherever I go.
So is the website.
Yeah, well, they had the ours looked better on the phone than theirs. So, oh, you have to scroll left and right on your screen. I don't have to do that. I just scroll up and down, up and down, up and down.
Well, yeah. Web is one thing, app is another thing. It's 2 and 2, and
Matt.
Go ahead, Sam.
Yeah. So Matt, thank you all for coming out. We had, of course, Matt and Bekah from Presser for Flight, of course. They had their live podcast every Thursday night. Yep, Thursday night, 10 p.m. Matt, you also do photography for. I'm gonna mispronounce it because it's a 3-letter space name and there's like 100 of them. You say it.
Next Horizon Spaceflight.
Next Horizon. Okay. There's so many that are three like syllables, and I always mess them up. Which one's which? So, appreciate. How long have you been doing that?
I've been doing that since 2018.
2018. Oh, nice.
Yeah, 2018. Yeah, it's been a little while, and then of course I have Steve-O's on there with me. Keagle's there on it with me. Jordan is there, and we have Justin Hartney, who's in California. He's not really doing too much right now because there's not really any launches out there right now. He did get us some pretty good shots from the Dragon coming in. CRS 19, I believe it was. Yeah, he got some good shots of that. I tried to get him out there for CRS 20, but he, with COVID, everything locked down. He didn't want to go out there. So yeah, we're hoping with the launches and everything going out that he can set some remotes and get some good stuff.
Did you guys get into any accreditation with DM2?
DM2, we did not.
Yeah, I've heard they shut that thing down real hard.
Yeah, they didn't let hardly anybody in. So, and we kind of figured that was going to happen. You know what I mean? We kind of figured it was going to be extremely limited. I'm sure. So I don't know, but that's just a guess. But yeah, I kind of figured that was going to happen because I applied too. I didn't hear anything. So
I just sit back. I don't do media stuff. I just sit back, relax, and see you guys just run around, do all this stuff, and I'm just kind of like, just park my car up on the side of the road.
Yeah,
600mm. I would love to do it, but oh my god, it's so hectic.
Yeah, it is, and I think if probably COVID wasn't the issue, it would have probably been a little bit differently, obviously. But I think COVID is the real reason why they are being probably really limited on it. Mm-hmm. So, but now we're all disappointed, but that just means we just gotta work a little bit harder and try to push through. So
Julia Bergeron was kind of giving everybody a heads up that that's the way it was going to be because of the COVID-19 and stuff like that. And the thing that really bugs me about it is because the people that did apply for it, because apparently this was the most applicants that they got in a very long time. So you're going to see CBS, you're going to see NBC, you're going to see, all the big dogs are going to be there. Because it's human spaceflight, right? And it's probably the first time that they've applied in God knows how long, which kind of pisses me off at the same time.
I don't think they all. I think they still have their normal or their local people apply.
They have their own. They have their own spots there. They have their annual badges. I'm pretty sure, but I mean, for the ones that don't, they still have to apply.
Yeah.
And the thing is that all of a sudden, human spaceflight from the States is happening again. Oh, that's Lily. She's bugging me right now. Sorry.
I was like, what is that noise?
That's Lily. There's
animal? I don't know.
I've been in the background munching on a steak, so she's like, I want some too.
Loki munching on a steak. That sounds good.
It's like y'all can't see me, so.
But yeah. Oh well, no. Hold on. Actually, now you can't. Right at the end too. Hold on, let me just reset this back up.
I get to see your dog too?
What's that? You want to see my dog too?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, hold on here. Let me get this set.
But I think what you're trying to say, John, is I get where you're coming from. I think once CF, probably maybe 3 or 4, just like with a shuttle, where it was a big thing at first, and then once they started launching all the time, all these big corporations and everything that kind of lost interest, and the ones who were really interested in it were the ones who still stuck around. You know what I mean? Right. So I think that's kind of what we're waiting for, is just for that opportunity to get there and be like, hey, we've been covering this for a while. It's really hard to cover this stuff when you work a full-time job and you're doing, you have a family. You have all this stuff. It's really difficult to cover this stuff. You know what I mean? It really is. You put the time and the effort. You know what I mean? And you try, but it's hard to do it. You know what I mean? Some of the guys, this is all they do, and I tip my hat off to them. This is all they do, and I wish I could do that, but unfortunately, I'm a single dad. You know what I mean? I work a full-time job. I don't have the time or the dedication to dedicate 100% of my time to it, unfortunately. But what I do is I love it, and I'm very passionate about it, and I try to put as much time into it as I possibly can.
Yes. Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, this whole pandemic thing, just for STLA, has been harsh. 'Cause we can't. I mean, there's not much we can do because a whole mission is. Let me just fix that. The whole mission of us is to be out there with the public, and we've been saying pretty much we just say don't come. I think I've had people DM me on Twitter where it's like I had one the other day where she just demanded the no information. I'm like, you didn't know. Like I asked, what was the best place? I'm like, at your home, in front of your TV. And I had one person where she goes how dare you withhold information from trying to get my son, want to have my son come watch. I'm like, no, stop, don't come.
Yeah.
I think they were from like up north as well. Like they're gonna drive down here.
Can you guys see me now?
Yep.
Yeah, we can
Yes.
see you, Mr.
Yes.
SpaceX shirt.
Yeah. Yeah. My very first actually.
What?
Come here, Lily. Come here, Lily.
Oh.
Yeah. This is
Oh,
Lily.
hi, Lily.
This is Lily Billy, or her nickname's Booba at the same time, so she comes up here every once in a while. And I've got. You want to see the other one? I got
Another
another one here. So this is Lily. This is my dog. Come here, Coco. Come here.
I've realized in the past like month I need
And this is
dog.
Kohana.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, you're so. Look at that tongue.
She's a Yorkie, and
Sticking
she's
out
4.5
with me.
pounds.
Oh my
Full,
gosh.
fully grown.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
They're both the runts of their litters.
Oh, dude, my dog was a runt. Like the dog that my brother got when he was like now my parents have. He was a runt. He came and he came from a breeder who like they bred dogs who were like hunting, and no one was gonna take him because he is absolutely terrified of everything. If you take him out to go hunt, he's a beagle. If you take him out to go hunt and you shoot your gun, he's going the opposite direction.
He's going.
And you're never gonna see him
Aw.
ever again. We thought that he would love an RC car to chase. Yeah, he just peed right there on the floor. We moved it like 1 inch towards him, and he just peed right there and terrified, and just was like shaking. We're just like, okay, no more RC car. Bekah, so you're on Pressing for Flight. You're also on another podcast.
Verbal assault.
How'd you get into those two podcasts?
Verbal assault. It's been several years now that we've been doing it. It's a group of guys that I've known forever, and originally I wasn't allowed on it because it was supposed to be a dudes only kind of thing, and then one time I was allowed on as a guest, and they realized what they'd been missing the whole time, so I
as we all
became a
do,
part
as
of the
guys.
show. Yeah.
A woman's touch.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. And Pressing for Flight, that's been coming up close to maybe like 3/4 of a year, almost a year, because I just moved here to the Space Coast in July of last year. And I'm just here to have a good time and learn things, because I don't take pictures except for on my phone. You know, I don't understand cameras. I don't understand all the stuff that you guys understand, but I like it, and I like to learn about it.
Awesome.
Well, you're on the right coast for that.
Yeah.
All right, we got through all the topics. We've talked about our guests. We've talked about our lovely bald.
We saw the dogs.
We saw the dogs.
Saw the dogs.
Yeah.
Yes.
I appreciate you guys all coming out here. Anything you guys want to plug? Or shout out or anything? All right.
Nope.
Yeah, links to all their Twitters down in the description below. Well, at least, when I update it. And also all in the show notes for you guys listening. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. Well, I was going to say thank you for everyone coming out live, but obviously that didn't go over well. Well, this is going to be a pain in the butt to fix the YouTube video. But there's plenty of Starship tested tonight for me to fix it.
And if it's recording on your computer, you can just re-upload it anyway.
Yep, that's pretty much what I'll be doing. And
yeah.
So thank you, everyone, for when you guys watch this video. I'll look at the camera now. When you guys watch the video, please leave a like, subscribe, all that other stuff, because I'm a YouTuber. I have to say that stuff now. And everyone listening, make sure you guys leave a review, because it helps us out greatly. Otherwise, just keep listening. So we'll all see you guys next week.